Hello there. My
Hello
name
there.
is Puppetine. Yes, hello there to you. And I am Puppetine here on the Geeky Puppet Show once again for Obi-Wan Kenobi, episode 4. Yes, we are here. And of course, as always, for Star Wars, Zach is joining me.
What's up, everyone? How's it going?
Um, I suppose the ratings? I don't know. I don't know.
Uh,
Maybe. I've heard some. I've seen that it's not being received too popularly, unfortunately.
well,
Um,
I think a large part of that is it chose to come out around the same time as Stranger Things. So
yeah.
that was
Um,
a big cut
we
to
are
the
going to get into
movie.
talking about this episode, but I am going to say, and I've noticed this a lot with every episode that's come out. Maranya says her husband has just seen the first 3 and liked them. I'm seeing
I
what I think during the prequels when they were coming out. I think this is exactly what was happening. They would come out, you'd have the people like, "Oh, this is ridiculous. Look at that.
mhm.
Oh, look, he's hiding Leia underneath a trench coat. What the hell?" And that's what they would focus on. They wouldn't focus on anything good. And yeah,
I forgot
so
about that.
yeah, the
That was
prequel
that
haters.
was kind of funny. Like nobody's looking
It
at him,
was.
realizing there's 4 legs under the coat.
That was a little silly, but Star Wars is a little silly
It
sometimes.
is a little bit, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I saw today one of my best friends. He's been getting caught up. He's like Miranya's husband. He's been binging the first however many, and he really loves it. So he's a little bit more of a normie, but so maybe it has more mass normie appeal. I don't know, but yeah, I've been seeing. I mean, because just people I follow on Twitter, certain people, and there's going to be the ones that love it. There's going to be the ones that hate it, and then there's the people in the middle, which is kind of like where I'm at most of the time. I try to stay like right in the middle. So
Well, as far as this episode, essentially what I thought was going to be rest and rehabilitation for Obi-Wan was in fact not, because he was
not so
tossed in a
much.
back to he's tossed in a back to tank, and he is currently struggling, as we see Vader is also in his back to tank and also struggling as they're remembering the fight from last episode. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Um, and Obi-Wan wakes up. He's like, "No, no, 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 no! I gotta go. You need to rest. No, you're gonna let me go now." Uh, and essentially comes up with a plan to try to get to Leia. He has to convince the people there on what's the planet's name?
I forgot the name. Is it Jabim
Jabim,
or
I think.
something?
Yes.
Something. It starts with a J. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, come
And
on. Can we use pre-established? Stop giving us new planets. Can we just have like planets that we've already been to, please? Can we go to
actually,
Dantooine or something?
I believe that actually Jabim is one that's been here before.
Oh, has it? Oh, well.
From my understanding, Obi-Wan went there during the Clone Wars. It could have been in the new book. It might have
Oh,
been there,
okay.
but
Okay.
yeah, no, he went there during the Clone Wars. So,
Okay.
uh,
I stand
we,
corrected.
yeah, no, as we get to see him deal with the people who are running the path, so it's called, um, they aren't really wanting to help him. They want him to pretty much go away. Just no, you're drawing too much attention. You need to go anywhere. Bye bye. But he convinces the guy that seems to be running the operation to help at least with some information. Leia is being kept in the Inquisitorius. I hate that title. Just say Inquisitor.
That's such a Harry Potter word. It sounds like the first
Just
half of a
say
Harry Potter
Inquisitor.
spell. Yeah.
The
Just
Inquisitor base.
yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Uh,
That's all you gotta say.
yeah, that's where Leia's being kept.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Be interrogated.
Yep. And Obi-Wan wants to go there. The guy says it's suicide, and he's not going to put his pilots to that. And so we get to see the woman from the last episode, the captain. I can't remember her name either.
Is it Tala? Tana? I think it's
Tal?
Tala. I think
Tal?
it's Tala. I think it's Tala.
Okay.
Tala. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Captain Tala, she goes ahead and she says, I will make it with you. I should still have clearance, but we'll find out once I'm there. But we need to go. And so they do. In the meanwhile, we see Sister 3, unfortunately. She is interrogating Leia, 10-year-old girl, because apparently she would have the rebel
bullies
secrets.
children now. She bullies children.
She bullies children. That's right. Yeah, she doesn't like younglings. She's trying to be like
Nope.
Anakin.
Yep, exactly.
And yeah, she's like, I need to know this information. So Obi-Wan's dead, by the way. He's not, but Leia doesn't know that. Obi-Wan's dead. He burned to death. And you know who left him to die? Well, your people, the rebels. So you might as well just give me all that sweet, sweet information, little girl. And Leia is like, no. Yeah.
Pretty much. That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
The third sister goes so far as to mind probe her.
Mm-hmm.
But Leia seems to be too strong in the mind for that.
Well, it's the whole she's force sensitive, right? So this is like
that.
the first inklings of her.
We know that. She doesn't know that. The third
Okay,
sister
okay.
doesn't know that. Don't tell her. That'll be very, very bad.
That's true. It would be because they pick up anybody that's force sensitive. Yeah.
And she is pretty much desperate at that point. She's saying, fine, if you're not going to do this the easy way, or you're not going to fall for my little mind games, well, then I have no choice. And she takes her to this room, straps her to a table, and it lays back as it looks like her eyes are about to be dug out.
So. I thought it looked like that torture rack that they put Han Solo on in Empire Strikes Back. You know, they strap him into. That's the vibe that I got from it. But
okay, that works.
Yeah.
But that means we need to cut away again because Obi-Wan does get on the base. Yay!
Yeah, he's got his handy dandy rebreather tool. It's like his second favorite gadget. It's like right there with the lightsaber. He loves the little rebreather tool. He goes and he swims underneath. You see like this giant shark-looking creature too. I thought it was gonna like take a pass at him or something, but it just swims on by, and then Obi-Wan swims up into the base, comes up through a hatch, and throws a stormtrooper in there.
Yeah, we actually get to see because he was trying in the ship on the way there to use the Force to drag a little piece to him, but it didn't work. But here he actually gets cornered somewhere down a hall, and troopers hear him, so he is able to, well, as like a last ditch effort, guide them in another direction using the Force. And it works! Yay! Good for him. But before he gets to Leia, because that's what he is looking for. This chamber is massive. They learned that the base is massive underneath.
Yeah.
They didn't know exactly how big until they actually got on there. But now that they are here, they know it's huge. Why? Well, Obi-Wan learns that this base does not just serve as, well, their base of operations. It's also a tomb. He walks down the hall and frozen in what looks to be like amber, like we're in Jurassic Park, are the corpses of tons and tons of Jedi and I guess just Force sensitives. Because
I would assume there's like a youngling. There's some people that just look like they're wearing normal-ish clothes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a bunch of them, though.
But that's when he is able to, I guess he doesn't actually hear it, but through the Force, he's able to sense her screaming for help. Because I don't think there's any way that he would actually hear her from the distance.
I don't think so, no. I don't think so.
So he's able to do a runner, and he asks Tala to make a distraction. She does, and the third sister, before she's able to torture Leia, she pretty much, well, has to go to her and accuses her of being a spy right then and there. This is my major problem with the character of Riva. She seems to just know everything without any logic. That's how they show her. They've just played her this way, and they don't even give any implication of why. She tries to explain it in the next scene that she's shown, but she essentially, Tala has to deny, saying, no, I am a spy, but I'm a spy spying on the spies.
That's essentially how it is. She's like, well, yeah, of course, but I'm a spy for y'all. But yeah, no, that was actually pretty interesting the way the way that turned around, because I thought she was gonna get found out and die at some point in that episode. So
yeah, but she doesn't. We get to see Obi-Wan. He, for some reason, goes ahead and bats down a trooper with his lightsaber instead of just cutting him in half.
Yeah, that was weird. That was a little weird.
weird.
He used it as a baseball bat almost.
Yeah.
It was,
yeah, but he.
But I like when he goes into the torture room and like all the lights get shut off and he acts like Batman kinda. You see the lightsaber light up. He takes out one, then he turns it off and he surprises the other one and cuts him down. That was kind of cool.
And then he gets Leia down and runs on out. There's this cool scene because they're underwater in this one hall where the glass, because he's deflecting blaster shots, it hits the glass and it starts to crack. He holds it with the Force, allowing Leia and Tala to run down the hall together. And in the last few moments, he's able to control it to such a point that he's able to guide it, flooding them as he's running to catch up with Leia and Tala. And they ended up closing off the door.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool scene.
That leads to the trench coat scene that we have to talk about. The Ben is wearing Kenobi's wearing a trench coat and a hat, and he has Leia underneath it. It's a little silly.
It's a little silly, yeah. A little bit. If you took a second, I noticed they didn't show them from the waist down because you would see 4 feet sticking out from under this trench coat. Yeah. So it would be pretty silly.
But the third sister is able to scream "traitor," which is always a good line.
Yeah, I guess if you're the bad guy, it's always a great line to shout out.
Yeah. But she runs because she sees Tala, so she's walking with some troopers, and they're all aiming at them. When at the last second, what do we see? A-wings. We haven't seen an A-wing in a while.
I thought they were the I forget what the technical term. I thought they were like the snow speeders.
No, they're A-wings.
Were they A-wings? Okay, I thought for some reason they were snow speeders from Hoth, but A-wings would be cool. Hey, anything that's not an X-wing, I welcome. Let's show some diversity of the starships and the starfighters, please. Let's get some Y-wings and some B-wings. But yeah, anyway,
Not really a fan of the Y-wings, really, but I don't know. But A-wings, they're nice to see. This is where the fun begins.
This is.
Essentially, they come down, start blasting. This allows the 3 to run. They're able to get on a ship, but they lose one of the pilots along the way because Riva just yeets a bomb at him with the Force.
Yep.
And that's when we get to see Vader. Because Vader, he just walks in and he picks Riva up by the throat as
he comes like angry storming in, like comparison, like if you've ever seen Elf, there's a scene where Peter Dinklage gets on the table and just starts like running fast at Buddy the Elf. That's kind of the vibe I got from Vader in that scene, like just huffing and puffing down the hallway.
See, Zach's fears range from very tall to very small.
Yes, they do. They do.
Froggy is one of those.
He's the chief one. He's up at the top.
Forget Vader. But Riva, as she's about to be choked out, she says, "Oh, but I did it on purpose, like you." because apparently she held Lola, which is the little droid that floats, in her hand for a second. Apparently, she put a tracker in her, and we didn't see anything alluding to that at all. She just kind of holds it, doesn't break it or anything, or put something.
That's what I was waiting to see too. I was like, huh, she didn't break it. That seemed like it would be more in character, but she does not do that.
No, apparently she puts a bug in there that we don't know, and Vader drops her, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I underestimated you a little bit. Okay, sure, Vader." Yeah, no, he's just taking her word for it, which is a little off. And that's pretty much where the episode ends.
Yeah, pretty much. It ends with Kenobi and Leia. They're on the transport going back to, I guess, the planet they came from originally.
You know, the cool thing about the planet where the base is, it's actually a water moon of Mustafar.
Yeah, it's a water moon in the Mustafar system. Yeah,
I expected this to go different ways. Honestly, I thought maybe, perhaps, we were going to get. There's going to be a second battle between Vader and Kenobi. I was wondering if we were getting Mustafar 2.0, but it seems not. I don't know what we're getting at this point, because honestly, what they should do is try to take Leia to Alderaan straight away, just drop her off, and then
get Kenobi back to Tatooine.
Yeah, you don't have to go back to your base of operations and basically be caught by because you have a bug in Lola. Why would you go there? Oh, we don't have fuel. Stop anywhere else. Because from my knowledge, this ship isn't being tracked by anything else.
Well, now it has Lola on it, so now it's being tracked.
I suppose if they stopped, the Empire could catch up. But I mean, if that ship went straight to Alderaan, there is no saying that they couldn't land. To my knowledge, there's no blockade.
Well, no, there's no blockade, but I mean, they would still track them there because she's got the bugs.
I understand that. I'm saying they don't need to go straight back to their base of operations.
Oh, no. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, the Empire will always catch up. But I don't see why they would go and get caught. The writers are just going to put it that way, and it's very kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
This show is a mixed bag. I'm going to say that. People either love it or hate it. MK says, I like it. I enjoy it. It's not the best.
No. I think better. At this point, it's kind of neck and neck with Book of Boba Fett for me. Now, I went in, of course, holding this up to a high bar because I read there's a novel called Kenobi about Kenobi's time in exile on Tatooine. It's a really excellent book. I highly recommend it. If you read any of the Star Wars books, it's a really good one to read. The show's not done yet, though. It's got 2 episodes left, so I'm going to wait until it ends before I give it my full verdict, I guess. So right now it's kind of neck and neck with Boba Fett.
It's kind of mid, which isn't a bad thing. It's okay.
It's not downright. It's not Last Jedi status.
Oh, do you know how bad it would have to trash itself to be Last Jedi status? Very bad.
Very bad.
But that's about it. That's all that happens. And, well, honestly, the coolest scene that I will say, I did like seeing the Jedi tomb.
That was cool. It was cool also. I mean, we get to see, I feel like the more we get to see Obi-Wan Kenobi have his lightsaber out, the cooler it is. So much of the past several episodes, he's just kind of been walking around and not using it. It's like Moon Knight. Whenever he's not suited up, it's like, why am I watching this?
A little bit. Here, I agree. There are some people who are just nitpicking for the sake of it. Honestly, the amount of people that I saw complaining because of the trench coat scene, like, oh, this is ruining Star Wars. Come on. But you just have to make a judgment for yourself, and we want to hear those thoughts. So make sure to comment them down below. Also, check out more content. We're going to have it. We're going to finish Kenobi in 2 weeks, right? We have 2 more episodes.
Yes.
Make sure to like and subscribe, and well, I guess we'll see you next time. May the force be with you. Bye!
Don't buy death sticks.
Go home and rethink your life. That's what I'm going to do right now, after I work under the bridge.